In this lesson, I'm going to continue talking about advanced fillet types, and we're going to touch on full round fillets and continue talking a little about hold line fillets. Let's start with the hold lines. From your Chapter 5 folder, open up first the face fillet part. If you take a look at this part, it has a nice fillet over it. But if we roll back that fillet, you can see that it's got some nasty junk in the corner. Sometimes when fillets fail, SOLIDWORKS will tell you to try a face fillet, and most people just write that off like a bad excuse. But it's really true. In some cases where a regular fillet fails, a face fillet will actually work. Normal fillets, when you create them, will usually fail because they're too big. But a face fillet will usually work in a situation where the fillet is actually too small. So let's take a look at this. Instead of selecting any of the previous two, we'll just select the face fillet option. Select in the blue selection box, pick one face, right-click to switch to the other selection box, and click on the bottom face. Now already we've got the full preview turned on, and we don't see a preview. That usually means that the fillet is going to fail. So if we try to create it, sure enough, it says, failed to create fillet. The radius may be too small. Now, I can hear a lot of you laughing, even from here. The radius may be too small, you're saying. It's never too small. It's always too big. To make a fillet work, you always have to make the fillet smaller, right? No. This is a face fillet. It works differently. You can actually make it ride over this junk in the model by making it bigger. So if we increase the size, at some point, we increase it to the point where it can get around all of the junk in the model. In this case, the junk is very clean, but I know you've seen it too. There are times when you're trying to fillet over an edge where the edge just has a lot of junk in it. And you just like to put Bondo on your thumb and smooth it all over. And that's essentially what this does. Just remember that if you're in trouble with a fillet, try to use a face fillet. The next model I want to take a look at is the hold lines solid part. Now, we examined hold lines a little bit in our previous lesson, but let's do it again here. Hold lines are usually created by split lines, but they can be created by other types of geometry as well. Let's roll all of this back. Let's show one split line. That shows a split line there. So we can create a face fillet. And we can make this as big as we want, and it will go right over the hold line if we want. We can also select to drive this with the hold line. And if we turn off the curvature continuous option, then SOLIDWORKS will drive all of this with an arc-based fillet. Now, if we want to also control what this bottom edge looks like, let's just delete that fillet we just created and unroll another split line. You can create your own, or you can use the one that I've got here. We can do the same thing. Right-click to switch to the other selection box and click on the bottom face. And then on the hold line, we'll click on the top and also click on the bottom. And remember that the trick to the two hold line face fillet is to use curvature continuous option. Click on the green check, and that's good. So that's just a little more on the hold line fillet. I want to look at one more model, and this will be the full round part. Roll this back a little bit. Let's do a simple full round, and then let's do one that's maybe a little less simple. Full round is a radius that's specified by the existing geometry. If I click on full round fillet, I click first this face, right-click this face, right-click this face. SOLIDWORKS will automatically put in a radius that's tangent to 3 sides, and that works well. But that was a very simple case. What happens when the angles between faces change and if the sides aren't just flat? That's the situation we've got here. You can see these sides are somewhat curved, and the width of this boss changes at the base. So let's create another full round fillet. Click, right click, click, right click, click. So the full round fillet can also change to some extent. It looks like the radius is actually changing. So you could think of this as another type of variable radius fillet.